Welcome to ATR 700A, Evidence-Based Practice and Athletic Training 1. My name is Dr. Jim Ave, and I am the teacher for our class, and I want to welcome you to the class. If you haven't downloaded the syllabus, please do that. So I'll go over a brief overview of our class. To begin our time together, you can see on top of the syllabus I have 3 different verses from the book of Hebrews, from chapter 11, verses 1, 3, and 6. And these verses say, "Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, by the conviction of things not seen. By faith, we understand that the universe was created by the Word of God, so that what is seen was not made out of things that are visible. And without faith, it is impossible to please Him. For whoever would draw near to God must believe that He exists and that He rewards those who seek Him." Why did I pick 3 verses that have to do with faith for a class about evidence-based practice? I think we have enough evidence to believe that God is real, that Jesus is the Son of God, and that we can have life in Him. Some people think that faith in God is blind faith, but that's not true. The Bible has given us enough evidence that there is a living, breathing God. He has revealed Himself to us through His Scripture, through creation, through His Son, Jesus Christ. So that's why I picked these particular verses for our class of evidence-based practice and athletic training. Okay, so contact information for me, I have that on the syllabus. You see my phone number, both the office phone number and my cell phone number, and I have time limitations for my cell number. You can text me, email me, if you have questions about this class. As I have in the first bullet point there, the best way to get start off your questions about assignments in class or about things in classes, use the question and answer form, Q&A form in our class, because if you have questions, more than likely somebody else has the exact same question. So if you're not sure, please ask. So again, I have my contact information. If you happen to be in the area and you want to stop by, please set up an appointment. I'm pretty busy, and that's true if you want to make a phone call and you want to talk about things on the phone. It's best just to say, shoot me an email, shoot me a text. Hey, when can you meet? When can we talk? Because I want to make sure I can dedicate our time together so I can answer your questions. So here's our textbooks, and what I haven't said is, what is this class about? Our class is, more than likely, most students by this point have taken some kind of evidence-based practice class in their professional program. This is a refresh, a redo, a reminder of what you did back in your professional program. Maybe you're old like me, you never had an evidence-based practice and athletic training class in your professional program. So I'm trying to bridge the gap for those who have never had evidence-based practice and those who have had evidence-based practice. So we're going to provide a foundation for evidence-based practice and hopefully build on that. So, but these are 2 textbooks what we'll use for our class. The first one is by Scott Rabe and Debbie Craig, Evidence-Based Practice and Athletic Training. It's a newer book. And then the Evidence-Based Practice, a framework for clinical decisions making in athletic training. May have to buy that used. I'm not sure if it's still in press. So very good resources. I'm trying to. I've also have added resources. You'll see through videos, through other journal articles. So you'll be doing a lot of reading and watching videos for our course. So exactly what are you going to do in our time together? And I'm broken this down and these are all in your syllabus. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these, but just to provide you an overview. So we're going to do weekly devotionals for our class, where you'll watch videos and have a response to those videos. Sorry, my mind just went blank there for a second. You'll watch typically a video and have a paragraph discussion on how this material applies to you as an athletic trainer, both professionally and personally. Some of these are maybe more personal than professional based, but that's what I want to get to. And then any 1 to 2 open-ended question that you might have about the material. Again, an open-ended question is a question that can't be answered with a yes or no response. It has to elicit a deeper response. So you'll have devotionals on a weekly basis. And then you'll have, some weeks you'll have more than one learning activity, and some week you'll have only one learning activity. It just depends on the week. Some of these will be, as I call them in some my other classes, formal assignments, where you'll turn those in to me, and some will be on forums. The goal for most of these learning activities is to help you with our signature assignment in our class, the Critically Appraised Topic, or CAT. I'm using these as rough drafts for the Clinically Appraised Topic paper. I'll have another presentation about the CAT, but basically you can do this CAT assignment by yourself or with another person, just one other person. But again, I'll have another discussion, presentation about the CAT assignment. The other thing that you'll be doing in this class is you'll be watching several videos, evidence-based practice videos, and these videos were taken from a home study course through the Athletic Training Practice-Based Research Network, or ATPBRN, and you actually can earn 3 evidence-based practice continuing education units by completing this course. So by the end of the course, you'll be watching the videos in our course, and then you will take a quiz at the end of completing your course. And when you finish the quiz and pass the class, you'll get an email with the certification that you've passed the course and gotten the 3 continuing ed units. You'll turn that in at the end of our course for this class. So you'll get 3 evidence-based practice continuing ed courses units by completing this class. So, how to be successful in this class. If you've had me in a class before, you've heard this before. If you haven't had me in a class before, pay attention. Well, you still should pay attention even if you had me in class. The critical thing to me is for you to be successful is you want to learn the material. You enrolled in this graduate program. You decided that you wanted to advance your career. So I have the assumption, as both your professor in the class and as your program director, is that you want to learn the material, and you're going to dedicate the time and effort and energy to want to learn the material. Focus on learning the material versus focusing on a grade. Because if you learn the material and you understand the material, more than likely the grade will come to pass. And if you're not sure what is expected of you, please ask questions. That's one thing I don't quite understand when students turn in assignments. I give them feedback, and they wrote. Sometimes they'll write back and say, well, I didn't understand what you wanted from me. Well, ask the question. If you're unsure, please ask. I try to provide detailed explanations and directions, but sometimes it's confusing to you. So if you're unsure, please ask in the Q&A forum. If that doesn't help, let's talk on the phone. I want you to learn a material. You're my peer. I want you to understand the concepts that I'm trying to get across in our course. I try to make my courses practical and useful to you as a clinician. Time management, as you know, we're all busy. So the way to be successful in this program is to set time in your schedule to work on coursework. It doesn't matter what time that is, it's just what works best for you, but do something every single day. Some classes are going to take more time than other classes. As you get into this class, you understand what's required of you and how much time doing some of these learning assignments and reading the books and reading the journal articles and finding articles, reading those articles, it's going to take. It's going to take some time. This is a pretty involved course. If you've taken a research methods class, that was an involved course. This is not as involved and detailed as research methods, but it's still pretty involved. That's why you'll hear me say when I go over the CAT assignments, you really should work with another student with that assignment because it's too involved, I think, for one person to do it by themselves in an 8-week course. So if you struggle with time management skills, good time to learn it. Some other course requirements is I assume and expect that you will turn in all assignments on time. If assignments are not turned in on time, you will have a grade reduction. Now, if you got something going on in your life, please communicate that with me. What kind of drives me nuts is when I get emails from students and the assignment's due Sunday night at midnight, and I get an email at 10 o'clock on a Sunday saying I've been sick for the last 3 days and I'm not going to get the assignment done on time. Well, you could have emailed me 2 days when you first got sick and you were put down. Just shoot me a text, shoot me a quick email that says I just got the flu. I'm not going to be able to get this stuff done by Sunday. That's fine. I understand that. Or work's really crazy busy. I mean, I've been there, done that. I'm okay with giving leeway, but not for every single assignment. But just communicate that with me. We're all professionals together. We're all adults. Let's all treat each other as adults here. I've tried to provide detailed directions. Please follow those. And again, if you're unsure, please ask. Formatting matters to me. I've tried to eliminate a lot of the formatting issues by providing you templates for assignments. But if you're still unsure how I want things formatted, just ask. Shoot me an email with the assignment and let me look at it. I want to focus on your content and not be distracted by the formatting, okay? Because the formatting is secondary. The content's the most important stuff. If you ain't the best writer in the world, please get help. The university is providing a resource for you called Grammarly. I have a link in the first week of class on how to use Grammarly, on how to log in to use Grammarly. Now, one of the things that when you run your paper through Grammarly, it provides you feedback, and it'll give you, if you go to the print view in Word, you'll see all the feedback. Please remove all that stuff before you turn a paper into me. I don't want to see that stuff. It kind of drives me nuts. It's that formatting stuff. So that's for you, not for me. Form assignments. These are regular assignments. I expect you to support what you write with references, write correctly. Another thing about Grammarly is you can actually add on a Grammarly tool, usually to Firefox and with Google Chrome, and I'm pretty sure it's in Safari too. So when you're on the forums, I use it because I'm not the best writer in the world and I spell pretty badly. And so it catches a lot of mistakes I make in the forums and various other web tools. But with the forum assignments, I expect you to support what you write with references, cite those references using APA, both in what you write, and provide a reference list following APA at the end of your forum post. Now, if it's personal application, that's different. You don't have to support it. But if you're writing about a particular topic, just assume that you always need to support what you write with evidence. The evidence is what we use from in academics as journal articles or textbooks and stuff like that. So always assume that the forum is class time, is formal, and just like writing your paper, you should support what you are writing. Another thing, when we're doing the devotionals, please be respectful of one another, their opinions. We may not agree with what somebody else is saying, but we can still be kind and gracious with one another. Occasionally, I'll send out emails to update things, change assignments. I'll be sending those emails to your university FPU email. So if you don't know how to check your own FPU email, you need to learn how to do that now. I know we use Office 365, or is it 360? I think it's Office 365, and you have access to that as a student. So make sure that you are checking your FPU email. You are expected to be checking your FPU email pretty regularly. I'll give you feedback on all your learning activities to help you, especially since those are building towards your CAT assignment. I expect you to read the feedback, make changes based on my feedback. I think it's critically important that I give you feedback quickly, so I try to give you feedback if the assignment's due on Sunday, I try to give you feedback by Tuesday. Some weeks it's Wednesday. Especially if the material's building on the next week, I try to get it to you really early. So I want to make sure that I correct any mistakes you might be making or helping you on the projects, especially since the learning activities are building towards the final paper for our class. And lastly, as always, if you're unsure, please ask questions. I'm here to help. If you're unsure, what's that old saying? The only bad question ever asked is the one that was never asked. So please ask if you're unsure. I'm here to help you learn about evidence-based practice or refresh your memory on evidence-based practice. And I look forward to our time together in our class.